Okay. So good evening guys, and welcome to the first Sunday installment of my Kerbal livestream. This will be Kerbal only. You'll not see anything else tonight. And the reason I'm doing this is Dishonored as a series is finished. Lots of people like Kerbal, and I just thought it'd be nice to be able to livestream on another day. So there we go. Looks like we've got some questions. Oh no, it's just Greenblade wanting me to say hi. So there we go. So let's go have a look at what's been going on. Resume saved. Now, at the end of the last episode, for anyone who has been watching the stream that I haven't been uploading to YouTube yet, we had this satellite in orbit around the planet. Now, I did get a satellite in orbit around the moon. Unfortunately, at the end of the recordings, like last time, it was, I don't know, 12:30. Being a bit sleepy, I clicked end flight, which then deletes the ship. So my entire station that was orbiting the moon is gone. So at some point we need to do that again. I can't quite decide whether to do that now or not. But so we got a ship on the moon, we got a ship on Minmus. They both landed. I've renamed them as Minmus Moon Base. They're not actually a base, they're just a little lander. But one thing that has been quite interesting. Now, I downloaded a mod. It's not really a mod with anything to do with, you know, getting stuff places. There's no stupid cheating rockets and all that sort of thing. It's a sort of a lander module for setting up a base on planets, really. So it's I think it's called the HOME pack. I'll put the details in the YouTube video. So this is the main command module. What I'll do quickly is shove one of each module on, so you guys can see what happens. Oops. Do I want that one? No, there's another one that goes on first. Where is it? Parachute. There we go. And I'll put on that one. Then we will put on the power plants. And then we'll put on the recon. Now, as you can see, the recon's got a little ramp, and inside we got a little, if I click on one of those, you can see there's like a little bobble in the top up there, so we can hook in a lander. So we can have a little sort of moon vehicle that sits in this little garage. Now, the problem with that is I haven't actually downloaded the mod pack for that vehicle yet, so I can't really do this tonight. It's more of a future thing, so I'm just showing you what sort of features we're capable of, or going to be capable of, in the near future at the moment. So let's see, what else was it that this put in? It was structural. They've got a nice big decoupler in there. That's nothing to get too excited about. There is an SAS module. Let's drop that off there a second. Just put one of those in. And then, of course, we've got propulsion. So, let's... where do I want to put these? Let's put two there. And where'd they go? There's those. Two there. Actually, no, that covers that hatch. I'm going to need something else to go in the middle here. Just give me a second. No, that's not big enough. Neither is that really. Come on, they must have had some sort of module I can put in. How did I do this last time? That is the question. Alright, let's just put another one of these habitat modules in, and we will just, you know, sort of park over it. I don't really care. There we go. And then on the bottom is that one. Okay. Excuse me 1 second. Just saving an image out of email I've been waiting for, which is, you'll see what it is later. Okay, so if we put some of the little towers on now, so that this thing doesn't fall over as soon as it starts. Right. Let's sort out this lot. So you there. Oh, no, down. And we will have the rocket engines. And that thing, which I won't explain just yet. Which reminds me, we need a couple of batteries. I'll just stick them around, they're not too heavy, they don't weigh it down too much. Okay, let's just go to the chat quickly. Okay. So if we go to the launch pad, so just demonstrating some of the new stuff this ship here is going to be capable of once we get it to the moon. You don't build it up like I've built it up. This is just a demonstration. So, if I push G, we'll get the bottom ones demonstrating. So these little things open, some legs extend out. And then they should sort of move down a bit. There we go. So now if I drop off the tower, yeah, just proving a point. So as you can see, this little ramp, you can drop your little vehicle out, drive off. Obviously you wouldn't launch with it like that, so you'd want to close the garage. So the little door shuts. It's nice. On this side over here, we can open the airlock. We've got a little crew hatch here. It doesn't really do too much at the moment. Oh, it's pushing us. That's not good. So we'll put that one away again. Actually, no, we can't. It's it has to extend fully. Okay. Up the top, we'll start that one. So we can open the habitat. So this is the living quarters. So you can see these little things pop out and then expand. We've got some food and stuff growing in this one. Not really sure what's in that one. This one's the hatch to get in and out, so you can put your Kerbals in here. It's like sleeping quarters to go up onto the moon. Well, you know, you'd land it on the moon. Probably actually at ground level. I don't think you can actually make them join up. I don't think you can put hatches next to other hatches and have them actually join that way yet. I don't know if it's something he intends to work on, but I don't believe it's something that's available at the moment. But you know, you can see where it's going. It looks interesting at least. So let's close that back up again. Can we close this one? Yep, let's close the airlock. And in here, as you can see, it's actually a nuclear reactor. So the more you put the throttle up, the more electric charge it generates. And it uses nuclear fuel, and it's got its supply of nuclear fuel on board. So it can generate up to 2 electric charge a second, and you can control how much it makes. So it's sort of a power supply for when you don't have access to solar. It doesn't power engines, it's purely for powering electrical, you know, sort of stuff. So the next one is, I'll show it launching. Okay, I guess we'll go. So you got some nice engines on it. They've got quite a bit of fuel in them, as you can see. I mean, you wouldn't have this as a takeoff vehicle, this would be a later stage. But now to prove the point of what I actually wanted to show you, which is the parachute stage. So if we turn that off, wait for our speed to stop being vertical up and start being vertical down. And then hit the parachute, which you can see has a little deployment chute to pull them out, a little drag chute, and then you've got 3 massive parachutes. There we go. So this module's more not really aimed at the moon in terms of the designers who made it decided it was more for going to the other planets that actually have atmospheres. Because they're thinner atmospheres than Kerbin, you need much bigger parachutes to get this thing down, which is why they've got what they've got. But anyway, that's just showing off this mod. I'm still playing around with it, still trying to get it to work properly. I need to get the mod for the little rover that goes inside. I need to get the... There's another mod for the kind of launcher section that these things go on. So I might look at getting that, or I might look at trying to put it on my existing one. But it's quite a bit larger than some of my existing ones. I think these are 3-meter sections, whereas my normal ones are quite a bit smaller than that. And as they all carry their own fuel, you know, they might be quite heavy. I haven't really tested it, to be honest. In fact, maybe we'll give that a go. So we'll just see if this lands quite happily. No. Oh. Close enough. So we'll end flight on that, because we're not really interested in it. And go to the vehicle assembly building. Astir, stop trying to link them dodgy links, or I will remove your privileges. Okay, let's load up my usual launcher. Now, which one was it? The fuel payload, I think, was the last one I did. So let's load up the fuel payload. So this is my normal launcher made out of standard parts. Let's oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Oh, let's load that up again, shall we? Now, which section was my... That's a fuel tank, isn't it? Where's the one that keeps the Kerbals? No, this wasn't the right one. This was completely the wrong launcher. It's got the little globes on the corner. Must have been Mun base or something. Mun station fuel module, there we go. That was my actual last rocket. Similar design, you'll see. But more rockets. Okay, let's drag this down. So we don't need you. Do we want to leave a docking port? I'm not really sure we do. Let's see, we want the legs. Will they extend long enough to... We'll try it. They may not come down low enough to get around that docking port. Let's get rid of that lot. Just put the docking port straight to the legs, shall we? That should work. Okay, then above the legs, what do we want first? There's no point having the little rover because I don't have any rovers to put in it. Let's put the habitat module. And what else do we want? Home RCS fuel tank or a standard fuel tank. Let's try those. Put both of those on. I guess we're going to want an advanced SAS module. This is getting rather large already. And a home command pod. Or do we want the parachute on there just in case? Just in cases. And where they gone? One of them. Now we want some RCS thrusters, don't we? Those ones. Let's have 4 of them. Line them up with the existing ones. And then standard thrusters wise, let's put some of these radial engines on. And I guess we're going to want some electricity, aren't we? So better put on some batteries. Let's put them there and there with some of those little mini reactors. Where they gone? In the middle. Don't think they need anything else. What could I put on the top? Got a docking port on the bottom. Should we put one on the top as well? Just in case I want to dock with something. I guess it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. So, Mun base habitat. Now, I have no idea what the weight of this segment is, and I'm suspecting it's not going to go too well. So let's structurally reinforce this to buggery, I think is the technical term. And let's give it a go. Oh, wait, no, wait. Abort. I know what's wrong. It's not high enough up. I'll clip with the little platform. Right, now let's try it. Uh-oh. Sound stopped, it's thinking about it. What do you mean this doesn't look safe? It's clearly a Russian Kerbal design. Query, where are the engines? That way. Okay, they're up there. I'm suspecting when I detach they'll end up as 2 ships, so I'm not too worried about where they are. Okay, so this can only end badly, but, you know, that's half the fun. So, is everyone prepared? I might make the comment, if it seemed possibly a little loud up until now, this may deafen you. So, warning on the noise level, it may go up. You know, just be careful of your ears. Don't have headphones up on high volume. I have no idea how loud this will be for you. So, with that said, you've had your, I don't know, 15 seconds warning. Here goes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we've got a weight issue, maybe. Stability's going wobbly. Let's see why, it's all centralised. Get back to vertical. There we go. The Kerbals in the corner do not look impressed. Okay, we're nearing the point where the solid boosters drop off and then the liquids have to take over, but we do drop the first set of liquids almost instantly. I'm going to throttle back on the liquids so they actually have enough fuel to make it to the point where the solids drop off. Okay, here it goes. First set away. First liquids away. Let the wobbles commence. We've got some RCS on to try and counteract it, but it never does particularly well at that job. Okay, we're starting to run low. If you look in the bottom left, the next set of fuel tanks are about ready to drop off soon. A couple of 1,000 meters lower than usual, but that would just be due to the extra weight. Okay, they're away. Okay, let's start our gravity turn. Okay, having a look at the orbit. We're at a bit of an angle, we're going to have to correct that once we get up there. The wobble's getting its wobble on. Let's thrust down a little bit to try and allow that to correct itself. Okay, let's get this up to about 100. Somebody's asking how many hours to the KSP livestream. I wonder what he thinks he's watching at the moment. Okay, that's us at 100. So let's turn this over some more. Set it up for 90. There we go. Oh, apparently there's an official KSP livestream. I have no idea what he's on about, so I'll just take his word for it. Okay, get up near the apoapsis. How far away are we? Close enough, 40 seconds. Thrusters on. Okay, we can drop some tanks again. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So we're getting there. Just expanding out this orbit now. So angle it up a little bit so the apoapsis moves away from me. I'm kind of catching it up at the moment. In fact, I need to angle higher. There we go, it's pushing it away. Let's bring it back down a bit. Just tweaking my orbit. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? Never mind. Where do you find this game? Type Kerbal Space Program into Google. Okay, we're about to ditch this large engine. Normally we establish an orbit with it, but it seems the payload on the top's a bit heavy. Okay, there we go. We can ditch that. Fire the next set. Probably kill the RCS now, we haven't got that wobble problem anymore. And these we can burn at full thrust whenever we want. So let's get this orbit established. Some overheat. It's odd. Don't normally get that. Where's this ship going? I'm going to try and take this to the moon and see if I can deploy this lander module. Okay, there we go. We actually have an orbit now. Currently it would get dragged through the atmosphere and you get pulled out of it, but we're working on that bit. Get this up to be almost circular and then we can correct. Okay, there we go. Right. Let's set the moon as the target. Oops. Yeah, let me do it. Set as target. It's also set it as the focus, which wasn't quite what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so the moon's orbit. Let's change it. Where's the nearest one? At this point. Okay, so we want to go that way? Nope, that way. Till they are level with the moon's orbit. There we go. So now we find the little blue sort of chevron-y thing down here. It'll be on this nav ball somewhere, which tells us which way we have to burn when we get there. There it is. So this one here. Don't know why I called it a chevron. It's not really a chevron in the slightest, but there we go. Okay, locked on position. So we've got 9 minutes till we get there, so let's speed up time. I'm not going to make you sit here for 9 minutes. Real-time space travel now, that would be a boring live stream. Okay. Let's get this to about 20 seconds. There we go. Thrust up. It's about a 20-second burn, so that was a good guess. I'm looking down here. This shows us how far away we are. Once this hits the bottom, I want to be turning off the engines. You can see the yellow line adjusting to match the blue. Three, two, one, and off. Good. That's sorted the orbit out. We can get rid of that now. So, now we want to be trying to get over to the moon and get some interaction with it. Let's just go for there for now. We can fix it when we get closer. So again, let's find that little blue symbol somewhere on this nav ball. Somewhere being the optimal word. There it is, hiding down the bottom there. And there we go, lock in on that. So now we just have to wait till we get around to that point in time. This is where I completely overdo it on the warping. Fortunately, it won't let me go any faster at this altitude. Now this one's going to be a long burn, so I want to be kicking it in well in advance. Possibly even now. Let's try it. Yeah, it's a 3-minute burn. Yeah, let's go to the ship view. So we can see how much fuel we got left. We've got plenty. That's because we got a big old fuel tank in the middle here, connected up with the yellow pipes, as you can see, feeding fuel to our little fuel tanks. Let's have a look at our orbit, shall we? So it's expanding slowly. I always feel I should have something on this bottom section here. I mean, it's normally just detached by, or attached by a decoupler, but Heimdall, I could turn my mic up a tad if it was possible. It runs at maximum volume. There is no way I can possibly turn it up any higher. It is a problem I have been facing since I got this PC, really. It's on maximum mic boost, it's on 100% gain, it's on, you know, there's no way I can find to boost it any louder. If anyone knows of any extra software I can download to mic boost, I would quite happily accept that. Chad, I don't happen to have a few £100 laying around to buy a mixer just for the purpose of boosting one microphone. Okay, someone wants me to turn the noise in-game down. Let's see, spacecraft. Let's turn down to 1%. See what that sounds like. Is that better? So you still got the ambience in the background now, just not the blaring noise of the engines. How's my fuel looking? 3/4? Real good. So just waiting for this to get over near the moon's orbit and then we can start playing around. Not sure what's gone on there. Okay, we're nearly there. So you can see my fuel up here actually, if you need to check what I'm up to. Monopropellant here is the RCS fuel, so the little CO2 thruster things. Okay, there we go. Actually, it's not as close as I wanted it to be. There we go. That's better. Okay, so let's get rid of this, shall we? And now, if I go to here, add a maneuver and try to expand, at some point we should hit the moon. Oh, there it was. Around there. So that's where we want to aim for next. Let's find that on the nav wall. There we go. And now wait till we get over here. So you can see the problem is the moon is kind of shot past us really. Ideally you'd take into account where the moon is when you're trying to launch towards it, but you know, that would be sensible. Why do sensible? Okay, here we go. So boosting now, you should see this one pushing away from the planet. It's only a minute burn this, not a huge amount. Yep, a minute is a long time in space, but compared to the 3 minutes it took to get to here, you know, it's considerably smaller. Okay, we should be getting a moon intercept soon. Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, so let's turn off the... Okay, so we get some weird little... Look at that. We do like a full-on corkscrew around it. Whee! That'll be interesting to see. Zoom! In we come. Oh. Now, which way... I don't have to worry about which way the satellite goes round the moon, because there isn't one. Okay, let's wait till we get a bit closer to the moon and then we can expand this orbit out. Okay, there. Now we want the... Oh, come on. I didn't click it down enough. There we go. We want the prograde thruster, which is the one without the little cross in it, so that I can push that orbit out, hopefully. Wishful thinking, maybe, but... Obviously, I don't want to slam into the moon. Okay, and then wait till I get to there. Then we can pull it back in again. Okay, let's do it just before. There we go. Oops. So now if we reverse thrust, we get a nice little orbit going, which is conveniently fairly close to my moon base. Heimdall, I actually play with a G13. I don't really go anywhere near the keyboard proper because it's kind of behind the microphone. So certain shortcuts I can't make use of really because I don't have them bound to a key. But for anyone who wanted to know, you can use period and comma to compress and contract time. In a nutshell, what's this game about? Building rockets, exploring space, blowing up horribly multiple times over. Yeah, pretty much that. It's a massive, massive physics puzzle, basically. You have to work out all the physics to do with, for a start, getting a ship into space. And then gravity transfers, well, you know, sorting out orbits, all that sort of fun stuff. All with limited amounts of fuel, and you know you can add more fuel, but then that adds more weight. So is that necessarily the best thing to do? You don't have to increase the thrust to balance it. You know, there'll be an optimal design. I'm sure I'm nowhere near it. Chad points out I'm an engineer by training. I would like to point out that's an electronics engineer, which has nothing to do with calculating thrust or any of those other fun things I just mentioned. But it does give me, you know, I must have some kind of physics grounding to be able to do the electrical stuff, so it does help. But I'm sure there's people on my course that would stomp all over me if they could be bothered to get into this sort of thing. Okay, let's bring this in. So round comes the orbit. Oh, Wisconsin Piper has picked up on the grounding pun. Anyone else who's into electronics will possibly pick up on that, but never mind. When do we land? That's what I'm working on at the moment. Okay, so we have our orbit round the moon, which was stage 1. So now I need to kind of adjust my orbit so it floats over the moon base there. So you're the target. Actually, so where's the ascend point going to be? It's going to be around here somewhere. So, oops. Oh, no. Okay, so round we come. Let's line this back up with the blue circle again. What's my fuel doing? Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we've got half left at least. Yeah, as Chaz says, one thing this game really does is make you appreciate what these people who do this for real are like. I mean, they have to factor in the fact that their controls they send take time to get there, the time to occur, then the confirmation has to come back again. You know, that's just crazy. This thing actually responds in real time to me. Okay, there we go. That's that done. Now, the bit that I've neglected to mention to you guys is that this hatch up here is actually empty. So we kind of need to transfer. So let's rotate round to the sun so we can actually see what's happening. Now, where's the crew hatch? There. Okay, so let's have a vote in the chat. Do we want Herbal's Kerman or Bub Kerman to be the one to go to the lander? We've got one vote for Bob so far. Seems Bob is winning by a mile. I'm sure it's because he's got the name Bob. Everyone loves Bob. Bearing in mind if I screw this up, he may very well drift off into nothingness. Yeah, I think he may have heard me. Come on then, Bob. Let's go. Let's go. RCS thrusters on. Come on, Bob, you can do it. Round we go. Does he look just as terrified in real? No, he doesn't look very happy though. Aha, down. There we go. Grab. And board. Okay. So, let's just check. We have Bob in there. Herbal's in there. Time to detach. Decouple node. Actually, let's check the fuel levels before I go doing that. Yeah, that's what I thought would be the case. It's been draining fuel to the wrong places. Cheeky swine of a game. That's RCS. There we go. In. That could have been a very bad plan if I had detached just then. Okay, let's see. They got some fuel. They got some fuel. On a propellant, we've got plenty of that. How are they doing? They got full engines. Some in there? There's a bit in there. I think we got enough. So let's detach, shall we? Decouple node. Here he goes. And we've been given control of Herbals. What we actually want is control of this one. Now then, let's sort out this. So, RCS on. Let's just push away slightly. Get away from that other module. There we go. Bob does not look happy. Okay. So, about there. We want to add a maneuver. We're going to want it around there somewhere. So it pulls us in. That's 3,000 meters above the ground. Okay, now you want to line up with that. Currently there's no throttle. So that fires the engines. Good, they work. So now we need to zoom around until we get to the checkpoint. Round we come, laughing at the amount of space debris we've got over there. Come on, Bob, you can do it. We've got the two modules side by side. Now, one thing I'm going to have to be careful of here is when I randomly thrust that way, where the hell's that other module? I don't want to fly into it. Good, it's over there. Okay, wait for it. 8, 7, 6, 5. That'll do. In comes the orbit. Oh, we're grounded. Spin this around. Ooh. Back out a bit. There we go. Okay. Now, a few corrections. No, wrong way. So that we actually go onto the moon base symbol. There we go. Line that up. So we just got our little capsule here. It's got some power, it's got some batteries, it's got some thrusters that I have no idea if they have enough force to actually slow this thing down. And we've got some legs on the bottom with a docking capsule if we ever manage to get back into space again. We may be able to reconnect with the other part of the ship. I'm less than convinced. So, time to accelerate this round again. This won't be a very long burn, it should be quite a quick transition. So down we come, 30, 20, that'll do. Up a little bit, there we go. So now we can get rid of that. And now the fun begins. Let's just got to keep an eye on this. If we hit some sort of gravity, this will pull us in, but I'm not sure when that kicks in for the moon, if it does. I don't think there's enough any atmosphere at all on the Mun in this game. which case, actually, I can flip this around a little bit. Okay, let's watch it from here, shall we? Oh, uh-oh. We're focusing on our ship on the ground now by mistake. Quick, back to the other one. Thank you. No. Why don't you let me set it as target? Never mind. Let's pull this orbit in a bit more. There we go. Actually, would we rather you... Well, would you guys rather I landed in that huge crater? What do you reckon? I'm voting huge crater. Because it looks far more interesting. Okay, we're actually so close to the floor, it's making me do this in real time, I think. Spin this ship around, get ready to slow the hell down. How fast am I going? 618 meters per second. This may be a little low orbit to be trying this kind of landing. But, you know, where would the fun be? Let's brush a few mountain ranges as we go past. Well, look, for me to turn the lights on, I would have to have put some lights on it. So you can tell me to push L all you like. Yes, I know, push L, and look, I push L and nothing happens because there's no lights on it. In fact, L is part of my RCS thrusters. Okay, let's wave at the other craft as we fly by. As someone's already said, U is lights, but I don't have any lights on. Bye, Moonbase. Nice knowing you. This may actually take a while, guys, because I can't speed it up. And we're doing a very low level flyby. I mean, we're 1,800 meters up. In fact, I'm not convinced we're not going to clip some ridges somewhere. Uh-oh. Um, problem? The lander legs just blew off. I have no idea what happened there. Right. Who needs lander legs? Lander legs are for wusses. Okay, so we're heading into the crater region. Yeah, Bob is not happy with this idea. Although the crater region looks less like a crater and more like just more hills. Right, no time like now. Let's go. Moonbase habitat ship is come flying over the horizon. Okay, let's wait for gravity to do its thing. It's slowly pulling us back around again. Come on, where are you, retrograde? I know you're around here somewhere. Come on, that's it. Come towards the top. There we go. Now time to drop out of the sky a little bit till we get a bit lower. Okay, down we come. Let's have a look at it from Bob's view. Bob can't see bugger all, except his Starbucks coffee. The other Kerbal's up in the remains of the ship, whistling around. Okay, how far down is the ground there still? Okay, there's the surface. Incoming. Wait for it. Wait for it. There's the shadow. Come on, down you come. Gently. Gently. Oh, it's this feathering of the throttled out. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh, it's explosion. No, no, oh, too much. Come on. Down. Yes. Success. Deploy the habitat. So now we have our vegetables. We have our little person hatch. And we have a nothing. Come on, Bob. Let's go. Gently. Gently. There we go. Yay! Whee! Boing. Well, Bob's happy. You could see he's over the moon. Oh, terrible. I know. I'll go hide. And in he gets. Yep, Chad says, please die. I was expecting that. Okay, let's go to the Space Center and have a look at the other guy on the moon. I want to see what I put on this ship. Did I have a docking port anywhere? It doesn't look like it. Bugger. Useless ship. So we have the option of possibly going for a run, but I'm not convinced that's the best idea. Maybe what I'll do is when I bring the next section over to this habitat bit, it'll have one of those little rovers on and we can drive over and pick him up. That sounds like a good plan. Okay, so let's go back to the Space Center and find that ship that's still in orbit. That was not the ship I was thinking of. Hello, docking port. How are you today? This was the ship I was thinking of, which doesn't seem to have much fuel on board. I'm wondering if I should make that the basis of a space station. When I bring the space station segment over, try and dock onto the front of that thing. What do we reckon, guys? I think that'd be a good plan. Then again, what I am going to do with its fuel is at least make its orbit circular. One four one, 152. 144, 140. That's about as close as they're going to get. Where is it? There it is. Okay, burn, 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 and done. Cool. So let's leave him there. Right then, where was my space station rocket? Oh yeah, the Mun base habitat worked, didn't it? Let's save that. I think I did already, but you know, whatever. Mun station crew module. I think that was the start. It's like lift music in the background. Yep, that was the one. With all the solar panels and fun stuff on. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, no, I remember what was wrong with this ship. That was what's wrong with this ship. These need to actually connect. There we go. Right, let's go. Now this one, if you thought the last one was unstable, this one is extremely unstable. It definitely blew up multiple times before I successfully got it anywhere near where I wanted. So if you wanted fiery death balls, Thomsky and Kelson are your likely victims for tonight. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. It's not actually this stage it breaks at, it's when I start leaning over to make an orbit. The wobble that this causes, like the lever effect this causes down the main bit of the ship, snaps that connector in the middle. And the fuel tank goes flying off into the distance, still burning, and obliterates the place. Okay, so we can see the solid fuels all on the side here. They all drop off at the same time. There's one pair of liquids that follow at about the same time. I did a whole load of testing and it actually did get higher using the solids. I'm just throwing them on to waste time. So here we go, we're about to reach the jettison stage. And away! And away! Down they go. And now the wobble begins. We'll call it the Skadi shake, because it always happens. Okay, we're just about to get rid of the next pair of fuel tanks. I think what's actually causing it is the various SAS modules on all of these units fighting each other. I think they're all trying to stabilise the ship and they're all actually arguing, if you like. Okay, let's roll this over and slow it down. Put some RCS on so that it can control itself a bit. Now we're waiting for this to get to about 100. 100,000 of course. Look at all this CO2 I'm pumping out into the atmosphere. Okay, we're going up. The orbit's messing with itself, that's nice of it. Have I made any space planes? No, I have not. I generally fail horribly at space planes. I believe they became a lot more difficult in the latest patch because they changed it so aviation fuel is different from space fuel. Okay, let's wait till we get a bit closer to the AP. That'll do. Okay, we can jettison those two. You can see the wobble there. Can't thrust up that high. Nope, this is Kerbal Sunday Thunder. Sorry, not Sunday. Zramatox. So there'll be nothing other than Kerbal tonight, I'm afraid. "106 people, nice. I'm a bit intrigued actually, guys. The last couple of days, in fact, sort of the last 5 days, I usually gained 5-6 Twitch followers a week maybe. The last 5 to 6 days that number's gone through the roof, and I have no idea how because I haven't done any advertising. So I was wondering, you know, how did you guys come across the channel? No, 106 I don't think is quite a record. I'm sure I have had slightly higher than that, but you know, it's getting there. Okay, quite a few people are saying YouTube recommended. That's nice. Pip, CK2 and Shogun will be back up next week. It was just literally a week off. In CK2, it's been a few, I know. While I sorted out the end of year projects that were due in. I still play with Diplex. He's not really active in Napoleonic Wars much anymore, as far as I know, or not in the sort of circles we play in. But I do hear from him time to time. Okay. Actually, sorry, let's set the Mun as the target. That's the moon base. Alright, let's do it this way. The camera's a bit dodgy. There we go. How is my axis? Not great. So we'll scrap this one. Do one at this node here. And I can sort out my ascending descending node. Never get that one right. Okay, there we go. Let's push that out there at the same time. Okay, let's just go to the stream questions for a moment. People are asking how about a space shuttle. I will give it a try, but I wouldn't. Do I like waffles? I can honestly say I've never had them. Oops, I think I've started something now by saying I've never had waffles. There's a massive what in the chat there. Can you make a VTOL? I can honestly say I have never really played with the space planes too much. They always seemed really picky and I did not get on with the whole aerospace engines. Now you have docking, I can sort of see if I can get up into orbit and get to my space station, I can then refuel with whatever I need and maybe strap on some sort of burners somehow. Could be fun. Okay, this is a long burn, so... And this one's going to run out of fuel. Well, that's one way for it to run out of fuel. We just blew the legs off. Just about this thing isn't going to land anywhere. You guys wanted drama? There you go. We just blew a chunk off our spaceship. Someone wants to know, can you go further than the moon? Yes, you can. Look, there's another moon slightly further out that I've already been to. And if we go out further again, you then have multiple other planets with their own moons. But you need a lot of fuel to get to those. Which is why I'm kind of setting up this space station network with fuel tanks. But, you know, it didn't go so well when I kind of accidentally deleted my moon station. Whoops. The other planets would be extremely interesting because they actually have atmospheres, so I'd be able to make use of the parachute. But it's having enough fuel to get to them. I think what I would want is the thing I just dropped off on the moon, one of those, but with a docking port on the top, so I could go to my station and refuel the ship, and then, you know, boost off over there. Nude, I do kind of have a refueling station. This satellite going around that I've called Doom Station has a massive fuel tank strapped on the back of it. And the one I did have on the moon had a fuel tank on it as well, but then I accidentally deleted it. Which if you you watch the start of the stream, you'll see. The moon orbiting station went up last episode if you go back through Twitch. It's not on YouTube. This is the first one that will be on YouTube. But I accidentally ended the flight at the end of the thing, which deletes the ship, unfortunately. So all my hard work getting multiple parts over to the moon, I screwed up. All that time investing in space station, what do we have to show for it? Lots of debris. That's what you have. Really? None of that intersects with the... Okay, let's expand it to there and then we'll go around a few times. Does this game have multiplayer? Unfortunately, a lot. How long is this stream for? I definitely intend to go for another half hour, but if it takes me slightly longer to get this satellite docked up, then it will go until I've got this satellite docked up. Okay, let's get this orbit established, shall we? What we're going to do is just make an orbit slightly lower than the, or slightly smaller than the moon's, and we'll just let this whiz round a few times until we intersect with it, seeing as nothing I do to the fuel burning will actually change it. EO33X is talking about MechJeb. Now, I've heard it mentioned quite a lot, and I assume it's, from what I can gather, a sort of a maths package for calculating all your stuff. But to be honest, if it's a maths package for calculating everything, I have far more fun just winging it, really. And ultimately, that's what I tend to get out of this. I don't know where Canis Majoris is, Ramatox. How much do I know about space? That's a very vague question. How much do you know about biology? Give me a figure. Quantify that. Well, you answered none, yet you must know something to know what it is to say that you know nothing. Here we go. Okay, now the thing I need to note is this goes which way round? No, that goes clockwise. So I need my orbit to be clockwise as well. Which currently it is. Good. Okay, whistle that in a bit, and then spin this thing around so we can get an orbit out of it. Ooh, overshot. So we're trying to expand our orbit out here so that we don't plough straight into the moon. Someone in chat's asked what happens in a black hole, and someone else's response is, have you ever been to Manchester? I don't know if that was actually the response to the same question or whether that was an entirely different conversation, but I do find the topic, well, the idea that that's the topic they're talking about amusing. Okay, so once we get to the periapsis there, we want to pull that in. Let's find our friendly little blue crosshair. There it is. Right, let's align the target. There we go. Now we speed up until we whistle into range. Wait till we get about a minute out and then we'll try burning. Is it possible for you to make it to the sun? Yep. I don't think it ends particularly well for you when you get there, but I believe it is possible to get there. Oh, overshot. I hate playing with the time dilation stuff. So in comes this orbit. There we go. Let's pull it in. And wait. There we go. So now we set the other thing as the actual target. Let's get rid of that. Okay, there's a descending node. Let's play with that one. Gives me more time to, well, a better visual. So we need to match these orbits. No, wrong way as usual. I cannot get this one right. Oh, there we go. Now we need to play until some of these pairs match up. Like that one. 5.7. 2.1. 2.0. That'll do. 2.0 kilometers difference. I can deal with that. Oh, we're going to run into problems again if I accelerate that fast. Right, now where's that little blue target? Come on, where are you hiding? There. I haven't actually checked on my ship recently. Is it all still in one piece? Yes. Okay, let's get into position. Someone's commenting on my face cam coloration. That was actually some over white balance on one of the settings in my latest video with Chad. I think it was with Chad. I did actually resolve that problem. I didn't quite look like vampire death paper. Okay, and that should be sorted. Let's see what actually happened. Let's move these together closer. Two kilometers, there we go. Yep, Heimdall, you can post a link or what you like. Okay, so now the stressful part of trying to link these two stupid things together. So we're trying to link up with the Mun base habitat there, spinning around like a lunatic. So if we go to this view now, we can watch it coming in, maybe, if I can find it. Where's the moon? There. Let's slow this down so I can find this stupid thing. Pass. Let's stick with this view until we get a bit closer. Can we see it yet? Ah, there he is. Down there. We're going the opposite way around to what I thought we were. So let's get ready to kill all relative velocity to our target. You can see now this is switched to target view instead of orbit. So this is the speed relative to the thing we're trying to dock with, not the planet anymore, or not the moon. So you can see we're 2 kilometers away. It then rapidly runs off in the other direction. So I need to kill all this relative velocity off so we end up on the same sort of orbit. Okay, there we go. Now I need to turn towards him. Which was not this way. That's the away marker. That pink one. We want the other pink one. With the circle. There we go. Okay, let's try and get these two together. Actually, we probably want to flip that round. We are going way too fast. Brakes, Captain. Okay, here we go. Let's get a bit closer first before I start slowing this down again. One thing we are going to do though is open that. Open shield. So we can actually dock the thing. I've got plenty of fuel, don't worry. Okay, let's get these as close as possible. That's probably going to be about it. Let's kill off all relative speed. we go. So we're travelling at the same speed as each other. And then we aim at it. And head towards it. Now if we switch to this one, there we go. So now we want to point this one so it's looking at it as well. So the docking clamps can actually join together. Set as target, there we go. Okay, let's slow this down just a bit. Oh, what did I just do? I just did something stupid. I'm not quite sure what it was, but something stupid just happened. Okay, we've got to align these. There we go. People are asking, how do you rank up in Napoleonic Wars? There is no in-game ranking system. It is all manually controlled by the various regiments. So the regiment leaders set themselves as colonels, and then they decide what the people below them have as ranks. But that is not Kerbal, so I will refrain from answering any more questions like that. Hopefully people in the stream will pick up the slack for me there. Nope, not a record, Dokid, but in terms of what's been available recently, it's fairly good. What was the objective of this launch? To deliver this satellite payload up into an orbit with, well, over the Mun. But we've got this other ship over here, so I'm just trying to dock with that because I can. You know, something to do. Someone's asked, is this dock shield open? Yeah, this one is. I don't think that one had a shield, so I think we're fine in that regard. And this is the full version. I believe in the free version you only get the moon and certain parts. I don't think you get everything. Okay, let's see what this looks like inside. Yep, he can't see bugger all. There is no way you could dock from that view. No, I have not watched Jeff Major's Kerbal Space Program videos. To be perfectly honest, I get very little time to watch other people's videos, I'm afraid. I just about managed to watch some of Chadman's, and other than that I'm either recording or busy, pretty much at all other times. It's the sad state of affairs, unfortunately. Now I am taking this slow. I probably could get there faster, but I'd rather not screw this up and have to do it all over again. Let's just check I'm controlling from here. Yep, good. Okay, we're coming in fast. Let's slow this down. Not looking too bad. Let's slow it down a little bit, down to 0.1. Okay, we're down to eyeball range now. The instruments will not be helpful. Okay, it's that way I need to go. Oop, no, down. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Got a bit of rotation going on. Sort this out. Oh, oh. SAS, go away so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, we need that way and that way. Yep, what's going on? Ah, this thing's all spun out. I need to write it so I can work out which direction is actually which. When I'm pushing up, it's not going what I'm perceiving up to be. Okay, there we go. Let's lock that in place. And turn that stupid thing off. Okay, which way's... Yeah, okay. It's the actual way I think it should be now. Let's line this back up again, shall we? Okay, right and up a little bit. Okay, slow that down, slow that down. Tilt it slightly. Tilt it slightly more. Sorry this is taking so long, but it's very twitchy. Which is amusing seeing as I'm on Twitch, but never mind. Come on, link together. And... there we go. Give it a second to sort itself out. And we have a craft. Mission success. Okay, so we need a Kerbal to man the space station. We've got one in each ship so far. Who do we want? We have Herbals, Kelson, or Tomsky. Tomsky seems to be the winner. So, come on Tomsky, out on your EVA suit. Let's equip your RCS. And away you go! Quick spacewalk. And in. There we go. Time to extend the solar panels. Not the most efficient setup of solar panels, I know, but it works. And then if we push U, we should have some nice shiny lights as well. So what's the fuel look like? Some in there. Those are all full. Whereas this one, I think the little ones are full. Yep, little ones are full. But this one is nearly empty. Let's equalise them a bit so they can both get home if they need to. That'll do. Oops. There we go. So both of those can now get back to the planet. Should we send Herbals home? He's been in space a while now. Yeah, let's send Herbals home. Okay, so let's detach his docking clamp. Take him out of docking mode. Now, RCS on. Let's thrust away from the ship. So now we want to get him back to the planet. Oops. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's line that up, shall we? Can you transfer Kerbals to different ships without docking using the spacesuit? Yes, you can. If you can, you know, get them in an orbit close enough so that the ship doesn't whistle off without them. So away little Herbals goes. He's on his way home. He doesn't look too happy about it all. Apparently he was enjoying his stay over the moon. He thought that maybe he was getting to play on the new space station. Oh, really? Well, that's not fun. Why am I not being captured by the planet? Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Thank you. Bye, moon. So now when we get to over here, we will thrust again to pull the PE down towards the planet. We should have enough fuel. These little lander craft I've got are actually quite well equipped, which makes a change for me. I actually got something that works half decent. Admittedly, it's a bit wobbly for the rest of the stages, but you know, never mind. Right then, let's pull this orbit in and get him back to the planet. In it comes. Oh, we had a little intersection with the moon there. We'll avoid that. Let's just go into a orbit slowdown. Where's it going to be? What do we reckon? 90,000? Let's put it down. Put it down at 50. Maybe a little lower actually. Put it down at 29. We'll definitely get grabbed by the atmosphere then. Should slow us down nicely as we come past. Oh, 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 hang on. Maybe not. That's not good. Something screwy is happening. I'm not even thrusting, it's screwing itself up. No, we're intersecting with the moon again. The moon, it won't let us go. Okay, let's try and get out of this. As people are saying, the moon's like, you thought you could leave? Nobody leaves the moon. That would be an interesting way of doing it. I like that. But I'm less convinced that the moon will behave and won't try and throw me through itself. There we go. Resolved. Screw you, moon. Even then the moon had to come have a little play with my orbit. Bloody thing. Where is it? Where's the planet? There's the planet. So we're going to be coming in fast. I'll use up what remains of the fuel. And then for anyone who hasn't seen it before, you have my tried and tested engine removal system of parachutes on this lander. Actually, why am I wasting... Oh, sod it. Brake! Come on, atmosphere, help. Parachutes, please. Maybe. Let's just burn off the rest of this fuel. I'm just kind of hovering at the moment. These will run out in a second. Maybe. Maybe these fuel tanks are a bit larger than I thought. Ah, here we go. And 15, 14. There we go. Gone. So now we'll see if these parachutes that normally rip the engines off still succeed in doing so. Wait for it. Wait for it. Fire one! And there you have it. Let's put the legs down as well. We still have legs on this one. We didn't blow them off with the rocket exploding. So down we come. Speed this up a little bit. Splashdown. And Herbal's the Kerbal is home safely. So, we currently have a space station orbiting the planet. Let's go have a look at it. So we have our fuel tank on the end. We have the energy storage module, so lots of batteries and power generation. We then have the living quarters with the solar panels. And on the end here we have my docking array for when I want to dock big ships on here. So you can get a triple clamp to make sure they're on properly. I guess one thing I could do is clamp 4 ships up, detach it, land some sort of tug thing on to here, and then pull the whole lot across space with me at a really slow rate using those ion engines. That'd be an intriguing proposal. Never mind. I'm getting ideas, getting ahead of myself. It's not good. Back to the space center. So what else do we have? We have one proper moon base, which is the little deployed one, the habitat ship. You've seen the station because we just put that on there. Let's go have a look at the habitat ship for those who missed it earlier. So here we go. We have our little hydroponics lab for growing food. A little hatchway entrance for people to get in and out. It's got enough power to keep itself going for a while. It's got some fuel left, so it may be able to get it up into the orbit, but I doubt it. It's kind of the start of my base. I need to bring the other parts here. And hopefully not rip the legs off those ones. Am I using mods? I'm currently running the HOME mod, which is this little base thing here, because the standard pack doesn't have any sort of I could land on a planet and have a base kind of bits. I'm trying to stop myself using, you know, modified engines and stuff, because that's kind of cheating, whereas this is actually adding features without, you know, impacting the existing stuff. So, let's see. I need to try and do something quickly. So with that, guys, we're going to end the live stream, and I'm going to say, if you want to check out any of my other content, then feel free. These are the other series I run. When you get this on YouTube, you'll be able to click those links and it will take you to the playlist of the various series. Kerbal is going to be running on Sundays, so I hope you enjoyed watching this, and see you next time.